Hello, this is Veer Animus, and I'm finally getting around to bringing Carnival Night Zone to you guys. I apologize very sincerely for the delay. I had some issues when I did the live recording for this level. I had to trash it and come up with this. Fortunately, I was pretty busy. I had a very hectic work schedule in the last few weeks, and hopefully that's going to cool down now. So, anyway, here we go. This is the Carnival Night Zone, and it's one of those levels that you either love it or you hate it, and a lot of people had their complaints about it, but I personally love this stage. This is one of the better ones. The ambiance is just wonderful, and the music was fun, and the colors that they used really brought it, I thought it brought it to life, and I love the way the gameplay just flowed like that, and there's a lot of really cool stuff about this stage. But first of all these weird, like, the balloon platform and the spinning black wheel, and I don't know, this corkscrew device. There's so much to do in this level, and so many fun little things to play around with and experiment with how to get through the stage. It's kind of almost like Sonic parkour, and I really appreciated this game for that sort of, I don't know, that freedom that you had to explore the stage and just go wild with it and see what you can do. And I think it makes for some very interesting gameplay if the person does it right. So anyway, this is the Carnival Night Zone, and just like Marble Garden, there are quite a few of those hidden special rings all over the place, so this game gives you more than enough ample opportunity to, I don't know if that made sense, but it gives you quite the opportunity to make sure that you get supersonic by the end of the game. There is no shortage of these special rings. So, this is the mini-boss, and I don't know about, the rest of you guys, but when I first started playing this guy, I really didn't understand how to kill him. I guess I was kind of dumb, but I didn't really know how to kill him, so I would just kind of run into him as often as possible until he died. And I mean, I knew it had something to do with that thing, but I guess I didn't, that spinning top, but I don't know. I guess I just couldn't put it together that piece had to be extended for him to take damage. Whatever. At any rate, this is the end of Act 1, and we'll be going into Act 2, where things start to get a little interesting, because that's where a lot of people had their complaints. So I will see you over in Act 2. Now, breaking it down to an act-by-act basis, Act 2 is arguably a lot less fun to play in than Act 1. First of all, I wasn't crazy about these underwater segments at all, but, whatever, you can kind of get through them. They're not that bad, and there's only 2 of them, really. There's this one and then one a little further ahead, but I didn't appreciate the underwater segments, and I never appreciate underwater segments, really, in a Sonic game, but whatever. The other thing, if you're seeing these little red barrels, depending on where they are and I guess what kind of barrel it is, there's 2 different kinds. There's the ones like you just saw that move on their own, and then there's others that are stationary until you stand on them, and then they kind of bounce up and down or wobble up and down, however you want to say it. And that was a great cause for concern in the gaming community, the early gaming community, where they could not figure out how to manipulate those barrels, and it became colloquially known as the Barrel of Doom. Caused a lot of problems for a lot of people, and there were a great many players that just could not figure out how to get through that part of the game, myself included. And it actually just goes to show, it's a testament to human ingenuity, because the way to do it was to stand on the barrel and press up and down to shift your weight, and eventually, create an opening in the bottom so you can escape a locked atrium through an opening in the bottom. And I'll show you that when we get there, but a lot of people didn't know that, and in order, persistence made them figure out other ways to get through that part of the stage, because as Sonic and Tails, there's no way, no path you can take to avoid running into the Barrel of Doom. So people would practice jumping on the barrel with Sonic and Tails to kind of make it go down far enough to escape. And I personally, I never could do it that way. I did it with Sonic solo with a bubble shield. I used Sonic's bubble shield. I always figured that because I never had a second player to play with as often as I'd like. And to do it alone, I thought that Tails constantly got in the way and kind of threw off my timing and didn't jump when I wanted him to. So I got rid of him, and I used the Bubble Shield's bouncing ability to force the barrel up and down, and it eventually worked. It worked a few times for me, and sometimes I would run out of time, and that would be really unfortunate. I would finally succeed with, maybe a minute or less remaining, and then I wouldn't be able to kill Robotnik in time and end up having to start the level over anyway. So this is the second underwater portion of the stage right here, and it's really easy. But right here, if you're moving a little bit too quickly, you're not careful, you're going to hit the balloon just like I did, and go all the way up back to the top. And if you go too fast down, you're going to hit the top one just like I did again, and kind of go back up the stage in the wrong way. So you just got to look at it and take your time, I guess, with it. Supersonic isn't really conducive taking your time, though. So, just like I was saying before, there's a lot of little hidden things, and I think there's even more up there where those two ring boxes were. I think there's something else up there, I'm not really sure. But there's a lot of fun little hidden things to look for, so I absolutely encourage you guys to waste your time and go through it and find out what's around, and just have fun with it, because there's a lot of different things to find here. I thought there was something up there off to the right in that wall, but I guess not. So, anyway, this level is actually coming to a close. We're approaching the Barrel of Doom, so I'm going to go into this star post. The only purpose of this is to get rid of Supersonic. I already have my Bubble Shield, and I don't want to lose it, so I'm not going to spend too much time in this bonus stage. Collect a few rings, but that's it. The idea, like I said, I'm going to try to demonstrate a little bit of how I used to get through, but I don't think I do very well in it when I actually get there. I think I do it for maybe a minute, and then I give up because I can't get through. And this is it right here. People got locked in this stage. That gate comes down, and no matter what path you take, you will get stuck in this part of the room. And this is how I used to get through it. I used to try to bounce on it with Sonic, and as you can see, I can get it pretty close, but I couldn't, sometimes it was really, really hard to get it all the way down there. So the idea was to press up and down, and you'll eventually come out on top, or I guess out bottom, really. And that's really the end of the stage. As soon as you get through that, there's almost nothing left of this stage, and you'll eventually fight Robotnik. A really fun version of Robotnik, and spoiler alert, if you want an easier time fighting Robotnik without using Supersonic, he is susceptible, well, not susceptible to, but the magnet shield, the electric shield, will protect you from some of his attacks, because he is an electric-based boss, I guess you could say. So, the magnet shield does help you, although I don't get it. I actually stick with the bubble shield and lose it very quickly in the fight, and just kind of cheap out and use Supersonic, because I don't really care and I just want to get through it. And, yeah, the Knuckles here, I don't know what he does that for. I don't really understand the purpose of hitting that switch. I guess the switch, sends the elevator back up, that weird hovering elevator back up. But why would he do that? What was the purpose? Is he helping me, or does he really think that Robotnik's going to win this time? I don't know. He's kind of dumb. God love him. And something interesting actually happens here when I kill Robotnik. The attack lasts a little bit after Robotnik's death, his electric attack, and as soon as he actually dies, Supersonic gets taken away. But the attack persisted until shortly after his death, so I ended up taking damage. But whatever, that concludes Carnival Night Zone, and Ice Cap is next.